Alrighty, looks like we're up and running. So, hello everybody. Welcome on back. Second, let's see. Realize I got my windows in weird spots. There we go. So yeah, last time we left off right before doing the final dungeon. Also, I found that I had some outfits in my DLC inventory, even though I haven't actually gotten any DLC for this game. One of them is apparently one of Estelle's outfits from the Trails in the Sky series. I'm guessing that's from either 2 or 3, since I don't remember her wearing that in the first game.
Leave this to me.
Her outfit was a lot more red.
Turn.
And Reen has one of Joshua. So yeah, I basically cleared out through all this dungeon. I also found a few interesting things. And thankfully, yeah, this dungeon is 17 floors long. Why they decided to do something like this, I do not know. They also gave me some very interesting items that I could buy for around 200,000 Mira each.
The only way is forward.
Ah, damn it, Crow, don't go revealing the big reveal too quickly.
This one is formidable. Practice caution.
Hey, that's not my team! So, yeah, you actually do get access to a bunch of items that allow you to play as, well, characters you don't really get to play as. Currently, we've got Crow, Altina, Tina, Risha, and Vita Clotilde in our team. And I also have Lloyd on standby if I wanted to. And they all have their own special attacks, and they also have, well, apparently they have their own Arcus setups. Which is actually kind of a bad thing in my opinion. I mean, some of them are actually really good, but I mean, like with Altina here, the only thing she really has going for her, I'd say, is that she has Black Barrier, which does physical reflect twice rather than just once, like Milliam's. Which is definitely a lot better in my opinion. She's got a line attack that lowers defense and art defense, and she has an area attack that can seal and mute. That's all she's got going for her.
Laser arm. Activate. Go. Now.
This is my chance.
Right.
Risha is, well, still Risha. She's still pretty cool. Although her magic is pretty bad. She seems to be built to be a lot more supporty. The best spell she's got is Ragnar Vortex.
Activate.
My turn.
Crow is, well, he's Crow. He's pretty much what you'd expect. He's got his Blade Throw, which has a 100% chance to seal, which is pretty damn good. Arc Slash, this is Impeder and causes art defense drop. Criminal Edge is a negative defense ability, and it's also his delay attack, which is pretty good. And Wildcard is something you really don't want to use. It doesn't really go well usually. And finally, my favorite amongst this group. Oh yeah, I should also note they all have crazy CP regeneration. Is easily Vita Clotilde. Seriously, she's freaking insane. She has all of the good water spells, pretty much all of the good fire spells, a couple of the good time. She's got an all-attack space, and the ultimate in the Mirage stuff. And on top of that, she's got Lost Eden. And I'm pretty sure that her Master Quartz is supposed to be Ares. Because she can get like almost all of her HP and EP back from casting stuff like Flame Solarion or Lost Eden. So yeah, she's also got Artemis Tears if you're having a major oh shit need a heal kind of thing, along with Seraphic Ring. And her crafts are equally as insane. Dancing Blades is an area and has a 100% chance to confuse and burn. That's pretty nuts. She has Frozen Prison, which is basically the same but for seal and freeze. And then Summon Grianos, which does 200% for a random ailment. Also her S-Craft. Cause yeah. Just look at that.
Rihanna? Would you lend me a hand? Now, finish them all! Pity. Was that all?
There's a lot of weird things going on with the special characters, as most people refer to them. For one, unfortunately, this only works in the epilogue Reverie Corridor. If you could actually take this into the main game, that would be so much fun. I could actually see that being for a fun, like, well, replay of the game where you play as Crow's crew rather than Reen's. Anyway, let's see what I have on. Oh, I didn't have the. Oh wait, I think I had. Yeah, I gave him the Lion Heart. For the final boss, I am not going to be using most of them. I will be using Vita, since she seems like a lot of fun. And honestly, V is probably the most. How do I put it? She's kind of the most out of place character on my team, if that makes any sense. Her big issue is the fact that she doesn't synergize well with the with my usual big damage groups of Reen and Lara working off each other to cause big numbers. I'm pretty sure that your link levels between like Reen and say Fee here, since she's currently Vita, I think that actually does carry over, so I could overdrive 2 with her. No idea what their actual, like, link effects are. But oh well. They also have their own completely different set of gear and Arca stuff, like I said before, so that the lack of customizability is what really puts the nail in the coffin for most of the special characters, I'd say. I mean, like, how do I put this? Like, Lloyd is great, but the problem is that you can't really set up his equipment to really make him into a speed demon thanks to Burning Heart and stuff like that. Same goes with Risha. You can't actually customize her spell list, which doesn't really take advantage of her decent spellcasting stats. Although interestingly enough, the special characters do level up along with whoever they're attached to. So like if, yeah, oh wait, no, it can't do. Okay, so there isn't anybody I can really compare with off the top of, well, right here. But basically, like, Fee's level 143, so that means when she's turned into Vita, she is level 143. I guess is the way I'm trying to put it. Anyway, let's go to the top floor and try to actually finish this game, finally. The rest of the dungeon was actually fairly It was just long and kind of annoying. Every 4 floors you actually had to fight against, like one of the cryptid bosses, which I've already beaten, so they weren't exactly all that interesting. And you did get another Zamorian ore shard for each of the ones you took out. So I got Fee's ultimate weapon too.
What is this?
Where are we?
White darkness.
It's really pretty.
Oh, there's an
Also
oxymoron
kinda
right there.
scary.
This is it. It has to be.
I think it's safe to conclude this is the last floor. On the other side of that darkness, the source behind what's happening here should be waiting for us.
This is the kind of door where you'd find something nuts on the other side.
Let's let the others know we're here. No matter which of us end up facing the trial itself, the rest of us deserve to see things come to an end.
Basically, we want an excuse for having the rest of the characters actually show up in the well, cutscenes and all that. Is that what you'd really call white darkness? I mean, it looks more white lighty than white darkness. Or am I crazy here? White dark extends as far as the eye can see. Walk into it. Oh, this place looks familiar.
Where could we possibly be now? It looks somehow familiar.
Are we back at the highest floor of the Infernal Castle? No, it's not that.
We have been here before
Seems
at
to be a
the
mixture of
trial
several
before, weren't we?
places.
And so thou hast come.
Okay then.
It's...
A white shadow?
It kind of looks like a divine night.
Are you calling it a white shadow? There's nothing white about it! What's that the glowy bit in the middle?
Who are you? And what are you trying to achieve? Everything should already be over here.
I stand before thee as a shadow, a silhouette of the Great One, charged with the governance of the Shadow Tribe.
the Shadow Trial?
Metal Gear?
Then that black shadow we fought before.
No one, Erebonius, is the true test and measure of potential weaker. But as the Shadow Tribe, I was sealed away within the darkness, never to see the dawning of the light.
Okay.
I am Noah Luciferian.
Because we have to have some sort of Lucifer reference in here. So you telling me we got put through this whole epilogue crap just to refight the final boss from the previous game again?
It's gigantic. It's so pretty.
This is the Shadow Trial?
So there was more beneath the surface here than what Class 7 experienced.
So if
Why
you're
is George
supposed to be
here?
sealed away, what are you doing causing trouble now?
You were obviously trying to lead Class 7 here.
And yet you chose not to reject the rest of us either.
I assume there is some reason behind all of this.
Indeed. The awakening of the meaning and the Infernal Castle's ruination have led us to this juncture. The undulations of the spirit veins pierced even the depths of this sanctum. So it was that the proper trial was suppressed. And in that void, that which was to be forever hidden from the eyes of man came forth. I am but a hollow trial. Thy victory would merit no reward. Thy triumph no recompense.
So the game is even admitting it's wasting our
Hollow
time.
trial? That sounds like a good way to put it. Utterly pointless.
Hollow? I hear it, but what's it matter? It's anything but that for us. We must and will defeat you.
Why? Seriously, why do you mean we must defeat you? He's not exactly threatening anything, he's just making things go a bit wonky at the old schoolhouse. That's it. Things are funky, that's the worst of it. Make it sound like this is some
We aren't here
long-standing
seeking
grudge or
some sort of
something.
reward. We aren't here to find some hidden purpose.
I thought we were here to find some hidden purpose.
Overcoming this trial will be a fitting end to our time together as Class 7. And that's all the reason we need to earn our victory here.
Thou art possessed of fine spirit. Then let us commence the Shadow Trial. Now, reveal unto me, children of man, how thou shalt fight, and how thou shalt overcome.
Yes!
Watch out.
Oh,
This
then,
is a
here we
tough
go.
one. Here I go. Marcus, activate.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Start off with some defensive buffs here.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Okay. Got some glowy stuff going on. Bear bomb? Well then.
You have my thing. Unforgivable.
I won't lose.
I think this calls for an oh shit measure.
Activate.
This could be an issue.
Oh shit!
Overdrive!
I have her hooked up with the wrong character. Because I was leveling up fees earlier. Crap. Oh well.
You have my things. Leave this to me. Witness the fruits of my training. Radiant Lion!
Very nice. That's a way to start us off, and good god, that's a lot of HP we got to go through. There we go. Well then! No screwing with anything on this guy. It's just always gonna be straight up no ailments or anything. Well then.
No problem. Light.
And I was hoping to have some fun with Vita Clotilde's crazy accurate status ailments.
Oh, is it my turn?
But I guess not. Wait, when did I actually get Shining off on her earlier? Or how did it get dispelled? Oh wait, maybe that's what that big move did. It dispelled all buffs. I can definitely see that. Anyway. Oh, she's not at perfect EP, so she can't cast that.
Yeah.
Aw, dick move, bro.
Beautiful, isn't it?
At least I got all of her EP back. You know what? I don't feel like dealing with all of his little friends.
Humankind are evildoers, shackled by emotion.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, but all of the extra characters do actually have like voice lines for like victory and for like if they win while linked up with someone. I just found that really interesting that they put that kind of work into it.
Here I go.
Alrighty.
All right, let's do this.
Leave this to me. Onward. Hup. Delicious.
Right. Light.
Really need to make sure we maintain that.
Here I go.
No, it's nightmare, so we can't actually move.
Huh.
Delicious. Onward.
Let's see. Actually,
Right. Overdrive.
seems like a decent job for us to go do this. Yeah, she still has 2 turns of it.
Witness the fruits of my training. Radiant Lion.
Ah!
Let's move.
Only crit the one over there.
My turn. My blade will cleave ignorance and light the way. Termination slash.
Oh, I think we dropped him below half health. Yep. Trying to keep that strength buff up for her.
No problem. Light.
Certainly likes to giggle, doesn't she? Oh, crap. Come on, Shining, let us dodge. Two of them managed to dodge.
Unforgivable.
I won't give up.
Holy crap, he actually has enough for another Termination slash Dawn. Sorry, I just saw that. It's like, okay, opportunity must take.
Termination slash.
Very nice.
Will this work?
$29,000 damage, not
My
bad.
turn.
And yes, my plan currently is to have Alyssa cast Rapid Ring to actually save her asses here. Oh, crap. Okay, she's guessing it slower than I thought she would.
Done yet.
Crap. Yeah, that's his best impede move. Oh, wait. Wanted to get one where he kind of ends up on the same side as everybody else.
Too slow.
Nice dodge.
Onward. Witness the fruit.
Bam!
You hurt my face.
Thank you.
Oh, why did I have to go after him? Didn't even cast Keim Solarion before. What's he at? 69,000 HP. I actually might be able to finish him off using Vita here.
My turn. There. Ha!
No problem. Light.
So yeah, we're gonna have her cast that. Then we'll immediately have her S break. Ooh, damn!
To the aria of the abyss. Humankind are evildoers, shackled by emotion.
Said to the giant inhuman monster.
Agony, enmity. Behold the abyss, for it longs to be forever at your side.
Well, that fight wasn't too bad outside of his HP to 1's attack. That could surprisingly be dodged half the time, it seems.
We did it.
Indeed, we earned our victory.
So that's it, I guess. Class 7's over.
Here, at least.
It's been a year I doubt I'll ever forget.
Yeah, it really has.
I had so much fun!
I got to troll uses so hard.
Why am I...
Milliam.
Are you?
What's wrong with me? I only came here because Gramps ordered me to. So why am I... It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you at all.
Regardless of why you came to be here, you're as much a member of Class 7 as anyone else.
But there's no shame in crying when you feel sad. Yeah, that goes for us too.
Okay, how long are we gonna have to listen to her crying here?
Come on, guys. Knock it off.
They're not the only ones who want to.
What a way for everything to end. There's no point in pretending you don't want to cry, too.
Yeah, you're right.
And everyone in the back there just stares
They
awkwardly.
don't care about each other so much.
Well, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, but even still.
I swear, why do I have to feel like...
They've probably been bottling this up for quite some time.
I'm sure they have. And yet they've never let it show. They just kept looking forward.
To the very end, each of them walked the path they chose for themselves.
They're a real good group of kids.
It's a ghost! And in the next game, Crow comes back to life. Or at least shows up as a Get Force Ghost or something. I don't know. Girls, what else are they implying there? And suddenly everyone's dressed
Well,
way
I guess
differently
this
than
is
the rest of the
goodbye for
game.
now.
What the heck?
Take care of yourself, okay?
I promise to write to you when I can.
Thanks. I wish all of you the best too. Although, to be honest, I get the feeling we'll meet again before long.
So do I.
Besides, the Empire is smaller to us than it is to most people.
Yeah, if I use Lammy, I can be anywhere in no time.
This isn't goodbye as much as it is see you again soon.
I guess Gaius and Millium and Eustace aren't considered special
In the
enough to
meantime,
have
we
different
all have
outfits.
our share of duties to fulfill.
Yep. But as soon as they're done, well, you know.
Of course.
Me
Here's
too.
hoping
So,
our time apart treats every single one of us well.
so why are the people on the left in different outfits than the people on the right?
And just look at those lino flowers bloom.
This is truly a season of new beginnings.
I suppose I might miss this scenery.
Okay, what's up with you guys?
Instructor?
For all that you've done for us this past year, thank you very much.
We wouldn't be here ready to start a new stage in our lives were it not for you.
Your teaching methods may have seemed unorthodox or even unreasonable at times, but it's hard to argue with the results.
I'm still mad about getting dropped in that hole, though.
We thought it was only right to take the time and thank you before we said goodbye.
So, we decided to surprise you.
Still,
I
given
say-
the opportunity, I would be happy to learn more from you someday.
Just saying thank you doesn't seem like something you need to really plan for ahead for.
You kids are just...
Oh, now look what you've done. I was planning on being all cool and mature until the very end. And I was doing so well, too.
You lost sight of both cool and mature a long time ago.
Looks like our surprise was an A+ success.
I think we might have gone a little overboard, actually.
Maybe all this was a little too cruel, Emma.
It certainly seems that way. But I thought it would have been derelict of me as class president if we didn't do anything.
Oh, so this was your idea, was it?
I will get my revenge.
And it begins.
What a wonderful way to bring everything to a close.
And that's it. Oh god, it's finally over. I swear, this whole ending is kind of to me. For one thing, it's way too upbeat and happy after what happened before. Almost like they just I don't know, threw it in because they knew well, basically, we haven't gotten Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 over here yet. They're Japanese only. So, the only people who actually know what happens beyond this point are people who know Japanese. Everybody else, if it had ended, where it felt most natural to end right after the finale and all that, maybe having a bit of the divestment or whatever it's called to tease the next game would have been fine, but, this whole ending bit just feels so tacked on, and it's okay, but why though? It's it seems to exist just to give it a happy ending, so that there's some sense of finality to it. Because, I mean, it completely clashes with the end of the finale and the divestment. I mean, devicement or whatever, I don't know what that word. Anyway, I mean, with how those two, the ending of that, of the post-credit sequence of Reen being a part of the army, Lloyd and Rishia having to work in secret to try to protect Crossbell citizens from the machinations of Chancellor Osborne and all that, they get painted a fairly dark, fairly dark ending. This does not look like a great way the game's, that the world's heading towards and all that. But with that, it's yeah, everybody's suddenly leaving to go off on their own thing. I will admit some of the characters don't really feel like they make that much sense in comparison. I mean, Alyssa's apparently leaving to learn the business from her family, even though it's why would she be ending her education early to go and do that? I don't know, it just feels like it would probably be a better idea for her to stay another year at the academy before moving off to do that. Same goes with Machias. I guess Elliot's kinda makes sense given what he originally wanted to do was go to the music academy, and his father did promise him that, yeah, you could go to music if you want, after the war is over and all that. But I don't know, Elliot does feel kind of off, especially with how attached he was to everybody. Gaius also doesn't make as much sense, but then again, Gaius has very little character. All he's got is that I love the Nord Highlands and the wind. That's about it for him, and he pretty much has no real... How do I put this? It doesn't feel like he has the stakes of other characters, he doesn't feel as connected into the plot like other characters were. I mean, Lara's connected through her father's work, and also Duvali. Alyssa, well, I mean, Alyssa with the whole... She had a whole chapter dedicated to us to, freeing Ruhr, which was her parents' hometown, and the company that they run and all that stuff. So it feels like she was definitely connected there. I mean, in the first part, Elliot, Machias, and Fee definitely did quite a bit, although Machias fell completely off the map after that happened. Fee also has a lot of connections with, the bad guys, with Zeno and Leo. And Elliot does actually have connections with his father, being one of the major generals of the war, so him trying to help does make more sense. It's Machias does because his father is being held captive, but they never do anything with that. It's not like we ever really have any scene where we see Machias going oh man, my father is trapped and I don't really want to help him and all that. Admittedly, I did skip out on all of his bonding events, but, I mean... with the other characters I've been talking about, without their bonding events, they do still feel like they really are wanting to work towards all this. Emma's definitely important due to her connection with Vita Clotilde and all the magic stuff, then being a character that can actually help us understand that kind of stuff. Eustace too for, well, I mean, Duke Albareo was confirmed douchebag from moment one, so having him being there to actually, try to absolve the sins of his family kind of a thing is a good character arc for him. Let's see, Milliam. Milliam really didn't do all that much either. She does have her Ironblood connection to the plot, which, except again, they didn't really do all that much with it. I mean, she was just as surprised as all the others with Osborne being revealed as still alive at the end. But it's also I don't know, like they could have tried to use her whole spy angle to be a lot more interesting. Like she never actually tries to do any like intelligence gathering or spy-ish stuff to help out with the war effort. She's just the hyperactive, let's go punch stuff. Let's see. Who am I missing as I'm going through everybody? I think I've got all of the main Class 7 characters. I mean, it's kind of hard to say, try to put all, like, well, like Claire, Tobal, and Sarah in the same boat, since they're technically side characters, although Sarah doesn't really get to be a main character for quite a bit. Well, I should say a main playable character. Another problem this game has is that it does not treat war properly. There's only like 2 deaths apparently in this entire war, according to us. V and Otto. With all of our other major contributions to the campaign, apparently nobody died. That is really not a good way to handle this kind of a story. I mean, I think it has to do with them not wanting the teenage cast to actually kill people, I guess. But this is different than in Trails of Cold Steel 1. Yeah, you say that, but we are still in the dark on when that's going to be continuing over here, game. Because, I mean, well, in the first game, it was mainly small-scale, like, terrorist things that we were having to deal with, in more of a police action kind of a thing. I mean, us arresting people we are not supposed to be people who be having arrests and all that stuff, but trying to avoid killing people in those kind of situations definitely does make sense. I mean, we're military students that while we can help out with it, we shouldn't be having the power to decide who lives or who dies. In this, I mean, again, it's a war. Bad things happen, and my god, do they not want to admit bad things are happening. I mean, the whole raising of Keldic, apparently the market got burned a bit. That was it. They treat it like this is some horrific event when, I mean, it really should be a horrific event. But instead, some stuff got singed and 1 person died. It's like, okay, why isn't there a higher body count? Also, the whole, we want to be a 3rd faction in this war really did not work. Maybe for the fact that we weren't a 3rd faction. I mean, yeah, we were acting independently, but we were pretty much on the Imperial Army side. We never disagreed with them, we worked with them a lot, we were always on their side whenever there was a conflict arising. So really, we were working with them, we were just doing it independently. That's not being a 3rd faction, and especially with how they were like, we refuse to work together with you because we want to be a 3rd faction and act as well as we can as Thor's military students and all that's like, it's a war! You don't really get to say that kind of stuff. War is a terrible and horrible thing. Gundam handles this crap better as an anti-war anime, even though they keep on having all the war stuff being, oh my god, all these giant robots are so cool all throughout it. They do at least have their characters acknowledge the horrible implications of what they're having to do and stuff like that. I mean, when the friggin' Titans gassed that colony, they gassed the colony. There would definitely horrible things that happened because of that. Admittedly, that's me referencing something that happens in Zeta Gundam, admittedly, but for those who haven't watched it, as it's like, I don't know, just like, oh, I can understand wanting to try to keep a more lighthearted tone, but you really, I mean, the first part was so dark throughout it. As I mean, everyone's trying to act in secret and try to keep under the radar of the Noble Alliance and trying to fight for the freedoms of the people to get them out from under noble oppression. And then when we actually start actively working in the war with the courageous, it's like, oh no, we totally aren't doing that, bro. It feels like a huge cop-out and you're trying to avoid responsibility just because you can. Oh. So I guess those are my 3 major issues with this game. The ending goes on way too long, the war is not really handled very well, and the characters, I mean, some of the characters really do not have a place here and just feel like, they're just here because they were in the first game. They really should have tried to give, no, I don't know. I've tried to think, I mean, someone on the enemy side for them to have a rivalry with, almost. I mean, Vita was with Emma, Zeno and Leo were against Fee, Duvali was against Laura, and of course Crow and Reen. I mean, have at least one of them have some sort of connection in wanting to, I don't know, like some form of rivalry and an urge to, okay, I really gotta fight this guy for it because he goes against everything I believe with and is a good counterpoint to my character kind of a thing. Instead of just, okay, they're kind of there in the background. Well, I guess Milliam did have Altina now that I think about it. Although admittedly, Altina didn't really do much. I guess she was supposed to be kind of a hint at her being the whole Iron Blood ties with Rufus and all that stuff. Anyway, I guess that's it for this. Has admittedly been a very short stream, but this evening I might have something else we might be able to try out for once. It's something I've been considering for a while, and, well, maybe might as well just try and do it even if I'm horrible at it. Just as something I've been planning. Anyway, now, tomorrow, I should be playing more Stardew Valley with Everlasting Lace. And then on Tuesday, I think it's time for us to study up for one of the big releases in January. It's time to go over the Kingdom Hearts series again and try to figure out, okay, how is this all going to be working out for Kingdom Hearts 3? As Lord knows, with all the different side games and stuff in the series, we probably need a bit of a refresher at this point. So, thank you all for coming on out, and hopefully you'll join me again next time.